Well, welcome, 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 Paradigm Shifters. Yes, it's Transformation Tuesday, hmm, May 24th, 2022. And we've been on this journey of Transformation Tuesdays since August in 2020. With
Wow.
yeah, I know, so many guest speakers on so many different topics, and as of this morning, we are at 1,434 members. I love it.
Wow.
From 50 some countries all over the globe, and yeah, it makes me realize that we are all shifting and uplifting globally, and that we are all one, and that these topics are universal and global and out there. So for May, and this is our last, no, one more. This is, we've been talking about the topic of the power of love. Yes, take a deep breath in on that one. The power
Hmm.
of love. We know that love is present, that we are breathing love. We are love ourselves. And so we've had different topics, and I'm so thinking like, what about our dogs? What about our animals? What about the pets? What about the creatures we share the earth with, and in our lives, mostly our lives with, in that unconditional love? So, our guest today is my friend and sister and colleague, life mastery consultant, Sondra Lee, and I love it that when we were in meetings, she would talk about her puppies. And so I'm going to have her talk about her dogs, her puppies, why she does, and also her service dog involvement. And Sandra is from Folsom, California, and so passionate about her dogs. So come on here, Sandra. There you
Well,
go.
first of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm honored and delighted to talk about how one of the ways that I express love is through my service I raise service dog, future service dog puppies. And so this is the mama dog right here, sleeping on the floor. And my husband and I are what's considered breeder caretakers for a national organization called Canine Companions. And they breed, raise, and train, and then distribute service dogs for people who are hearing impaired, have PTSD, are physically disabled in some way or another, or facility dogs that go into facilities to help people who are going through difficult situations like chemotherapy and things like that. And we were blessed we raised one puppy. We were puppy raisers for one dog. And that was an amazing experience working with the dog. But the puppy raisers have the dog for 18 months, training them and socializing them and all of that. And then they're turned back into the organization for further training, 6 to 9 months of specialized training. And then they're given to the graduates. And our dog Dijon was paired with an 11-year-old boy in a wheelchair. And it was so fulfilling for me, to see her going out into the world and impacting lives like that. But it was so hard for my husband when giving the dog up. He said, "I can't do that again. I won't do that again." It was just too hard. And so we ended up, I guess it was about maybe almost a year later, we heard about the opportunity to become breeder caretakers. And what this involves is we take care of a dog that they've decided is perfect for breeding purposes. That's the dog that I just showed you. And we take care of her. She'll have 3 to 5 litters of puppies, and then they retire her, they spay her, and then she becomes our dog. And so my husband was like, I can do that. I can do that, because then I don't have to give up the dog. And it's been an incredible experience. So we've had 2 litters of puppies so far, and it's been amazing. It's a lot of work, but a labor of love, truly a labor of love.
Yeah. Oh, there's your why, right? Tell us more about how that fulfills you and about the love part of it. Loving a puppy, 9 of them.
Mhm. Well, I think that the thing about, having any animal is the unconditional love, and especially for anybody who, I think it probably applies to most of us, if we have wounding experiences growing up, we may have barriers that we've built around our hearts to letting in love and expressing love. And there's something about having a pet, and especially a dog, that allows you to, break down those walls that we've created, and just blossom in the love. So when we're, first of all, having the love of this magnificent creature is amazing. And then to be able to give back by raising the litters of puppies, knowing that they're going out into the world doing amazing things, or they will be. Right now, they're both litters are in training with the puppy raisers. So it'll be another probably, I guess, 9 months from now that they'll be paired, and we'll know what kind of a job they get.
Aw. Well, tell me more about the puppy raiser phase of your life. And with that
Oh,
life,
well,
I think giving up and the loss at the end of a dog. I know one of the things is I carry my dogs right here. Both my dogs have passed on, and um, they're with me. I was at a meeting the other day, and they're saying no dogs allowed on the property, and I'm just like, okay. I understand, Tell me more about like that. Well, you know what I mean. The the letting go and maybe the process of being a puppy raiser or any dog
Well,
raiser.
actually, the process of letting go of the puppies was a lot easier than I thought it would be. It was funny. The first litter that we had, I thought we were going to have them for, you typically have them for 7 to 8 weeks. And then at that age, then we take them back to the headquarters in Santa Rosa, and they are flown, they're distributed all around the country to puppy raisers. And so I thought, we'll have them for 8 weeks. And my son planned on coming out during the last week. And then they told us, no, 7 weeks. This is your turn-in date. And I was like, no, please. But they have to do that because they arrange for their pilots that volunteer to fly these puppies all over the country. And they had, several litters of puppies that were ready about the same time. And so it's like, no, this is already arranged. Well, a friend of mine who has raised a number of litters of her dog's puppies, she said, trust me, you'll be happy to see them go. And I'm like, no, I'm going to miss them so bad. But imagine 8 12-pound puppies. I've only got 2 arms. My husband's only got 2 arms. And it's like, oh my gosh, by the time they were 7 weeks old, it was clear they needed one-on-one love and attention. And so, when we turned them in, and people said, oh, how's Julian doing? That's the mama dog. Does she miss the puppies? She didn't miss them either. Been there, done that. And she's like, I'm the puppy again. She pulls out all of her toys and everything. But they just, oh, I mean, it really is a labor of love. It's very labor intensive raising puppies. I now understand better why puppies are so expensive. But they just give so much joy and love. You know, they're just like these little love machines. So it's well worth it, you know.
Oh, there you go. Well, so if you were going to give some tips out to people as far as like, I know we say, all of the tools, notice what you're noticing, because it's not only you're raising a puppy, they're raising you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When we were raising Dijon, I often said that it was easier to train Dijon than it was to train my husband not to sabotage Dijon, because he wanted her to flunk out, because then we could keep her. We would have first dibbies. And I often told him, honey, someone is always being trained. Either you're training the dog or the dog is training you. So one word of advice would be, if you decide to get a dog, that's wonderful, but be prepared for putting in the work. If you want a well-behaved dog that you can basically take any place, just like raising a kid, it takes effort and but the love that you put into it in teaching them the right way to behave, you get back manyfold.
There you go. Yeah. So when you think about like the globalness of dogs and animals, what is it that you would want to put out there as far as connection and love, this whole power of love?
Uh-huh. I think when it comes to these service dogs, it's just so amazing to see how a single dog can transform someone's life, to give them the independence, whether it's, for a hearing disabled person, telling them it's the doorbell that's ringing, or it's the tea kettle, or it's the baby crying, or it's your phone ringing, those kind of things. And for someone in a wheelchair, to it just opens their lives up in just unimaginable ways. And the bond that it develops between the graduate and the service dog is truly amazing. So for me, it's knowing that the effort I put into raising these puppies is going to have a positive impact in the world beyond what I'll ever know. And not even just for the graduates, but for the puppy raisers themselves. I mean, when I was raising Dijon, when we were raising Dijon, it was a moving experience, and especially knowing how much these dogs want to work, want to please. There was never any need for negative reinforcement ever, because they want to please, they want your love, and they want to do right. And I think that kind of correlates with our human to human relationships that, if we're clear on, like I said, someone is always being trained. So we're constantly training each other. This is how I expect to be treated, and if you just make it clear, just like with a dog, this is the behavior I expect. When I get any of that positive behavior, you get a reward. The dog trainer for this group in the Folsom area, she once said, you want to be like a dog treat Pez dispenser. She said she has little bowls of dog treats all over her house. And anytime the puppy does anything that she wants, even if it's just, responding to his or her name, gets a dog treat. And so it doesn't take very long at all before they're like, oh, I like that. That felt good to get that reward. So I want to please.
That's awesome. Well, so how could people get involved, or what organization and where can they find it?
With Canine Companions, it's a great organization. Yeah, and they're always looking for puppy raisers and breeder caretakers. They've got 6 regions around the country. The country's divided up into 6 regions. And so you just need to, go online and find the nearest organization to you and apply. Apparently in the, I think we're the Northwest region. I can't remember. I think we're like on the border, but anyway, in our particular region out here in California, there's a bit of a wait to become a puppy raiser. So, if that's something that you're interested in, I highly recommend, checking it out and getting on the list. And I learned so much from being a puppy raiser, the right way to train a dog. And like I said, realizing that somebody's always being trained here and the right way to go about it, and learned so many lessons like that I could apply in my life that, just like we talk about, you need to know clearly what it is you want, and with a dog, clearly communicate that to them. And they're like, oh, okay, I can do that. But if you're vague, they're like, what do you want? What do you want?
Wow, what a connection. Clarity of purpose.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah. A vision for a clarity of purpose. Wow. So let's take another deep breath in here, and it gives me a lot to chew on. And yeah, thank you so much. I just feel it's such an important, when we're talking about the power of love, to is transforming it to our animals, our dogs, our cats, our birds, and nature in general. So thank you so much. And what we would love to do is to put a blessing on you, Sondra Lee, and ask you, what is it that your vision is, and we're going to send some mojo, some energy to you. What would you love?
Right now, what I would love is to be fully present and totally enjoy raising our next litter of puppies, which I'm anticipating will be here in about September. And just, another fun, successful batch of puppies out there.
All right, well, here it is. I'll put this energy here. Everybody get your energy going, and whew, there it is. We send it to California and all the beautiful work that you're doing for the benefit of humankind and puppy kind, animal kind.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here and letting us know everything that's going on with you.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for thinking of me, Judy.
Amen.